fifth-year options. Let's talk about them. Because for the 2021 NFL class, fifth-year options are available to be used until May 2nd. So, any team can pick up any fifth-year option on the 2021 class. Of course, that is the Jamarr Chase class. Until May 2nd. Now, depending on how much you have achieved in that said period, the fifth-year option will change. So, this is coming in here from Tom Pelissero. Shout out to him for that. But let's go ahead and go down here. So, players who have not achieved any criteria do go ahead, and quarterbacks, $22.4 million. Running backs is 6.1. Wide receivers are 14.3. Tight ends are 7.2. Offensive linemen are 15.3. Defensive ends 13.3, and so on and so on. Keep in mind that these are fully guaranteed contracts. So it's a 1 year fully guaranteed. There's no ifs and buts about that. No, thing you can get away from, right? You either pick it up or you don't pick it up. That's pretty much the two options here. Players who achieve play time right here, but no Pro Bowl, so meaning that they played enough to hit this criteria, but they're not actually, again, did not go to the Pro Bowl. $25.6 million, which is around $3.2 million more for quarterbacks. For running backs, it's $600K more. For wide receivers, it's $1.2 mil. And I just took my face cam off so we could see this information on the right-hand side. But for tight ends, it's around $700,000 more. For offensive linemen, it's actually, ironically enough, only $700K more. It's around 1.2 for defensive ends, and so on and so on. Now, what we care about is, as Bengals fans here, the top category, okay? Top category is what's actually important for us, because this is what Jamarr Chase fits into when it comes to fifth-year options. Now, 100% Chase has been very vocal. He wants to get paid this offseason. He doesn't want to play another year on his rookie contract. And he wants to get paid just as much, if not more, than what Justin Jefferson gets paid. So that's probably going to be in the neighborhood of around 30-some-odd million. Probably 33, 34 million, because that'd be a little bit more than Tyreek Hill. With that being said, we're going to have to figure out his contract this offseason and get him under contract while working with getting T. Higgins under contract now that he is franchise tagged. If we decided not to go down that route of if we go down that route of we don't work out a contract with Jamarr Chase this offseason, we're going to have to pick up the fifth-year option. Because if you don't, again, figure out a contract, you're going to have to get a fifth-year option picked up. This is another reason why, for those who are thinking that we're not going to, get Chase's contract worked out this offseason, and we're going to push it toward the future, well, we have to pick up a fifth-year option. So just keep that in mind right now. We're going to have to get this contract worked out before May 2nd, hopefully. $19.76 million for the wide receiver position for the fifth-year option, which sounds like a lot, but when you look at the fact that Jamarr Chase is, price tag wise here, 33, 34 million is what he wants per year. Again, that's fully guaranteed, most likely. 19.7 is exactly what we just franchise tagged T for. It's actually a little bit less. We franchise tagged him for 21.816 million, but still, it's very close to that number, roughly that number. It's actually not that bad. For a wide receiver, especially if the receiver is very successful, it's actually pretty damn good at that price tag. Now, again, like I said, I'm fully expecting us to work out a contract with him before May 2nd, get this contract done, and then work on T. Higgins, see how much money is left in the pie, and then kind of go on from there. But it is kind of interesting to see, again, depending on how much you actually succeed or how much you accomplish as a wide receiver or any position here throughout your career, your rookie contract, you actually get paid more money. So again, like I said, players selected to 1 Pro Bowl, players who have not made a Pro Bowl but at least has had the play time, and then someone who really isn't anything special at all, you get certain amount of money changes. So for a quarterback who at least made 1 Pro Bowl and has been a starter, just based on that, you get paid an extra $12 million. So 11.9, but still, 11.9 extra just because you actually played and went to 1 Pro Bowl, which, this is why 5th-year options, some teams like to avoid them at all costs, and some teams, you know, this is like a beautiful option to kind of keep being able to, you know, talk to and work out a contract with your said individual. But this is also why defensive ends, 5th-year options, $19 million. That's a lot to spend on one player defensive end-wise. 18.4 defensive tackle, 19.7 linebacker. So if you have a really good player and you're like, oh, I'm pick up 5th-year option on him, it's not really the one you want to go with. For example, the Ravens got Patrick Queen. They declined his 5th-year option because if they picked up his 5th-year option, he's gone to a Pro Bowl before. So he would be sitting at a $19.9 million tag, or a 1-year fully guaranteed contract next year if the Ravens franchise tagged him. So for those who are asking, like, oh, why doesn't certain teams franchise tag this guy or that guy? This is why. Because the price tag it costs to franchise tag a player, most of the time, depending on the player, might not be worth it. Kickers and punters is always worth it. 5th-year option. I keep saying franchise tag. I meant to say 5th-year option, not franchise tag. But for the kickers and punters, it's $5.4 million for a kicker or punter if they went to the Pro Bowl to be 5th-year option. Although I don't... It's not many times a kicker or punter ever gets drafted in the first round anyway. So if they get drafted in the first round, you could probably work them with you could probably figure out a contract with them that might be cheaper than $5.4 million. Depending on the player, you could probably work out a contract a little bit cheaper. But it's also kind of funny with running backs how bad running backs get paid. Like 6.14 if they're just like a mediocre running back, whatever. But then even if they made a Pro Bowl and they're a Pro Bowl running back, still $9.7 million 5th-year option. I know it's fully guaranteed, but that's still insane to me. But yes, I don't expect us in any way to have him on his 5th-year option, like actually playing his 5th-year option. But don't be surprised, like kind of like Joe Burrow, how we signed him to his 5th-year option and we opted into it. A lot of the reasons why is because you give more time to negotiate. So I wouldn't be surprised if we did the 5th-year option for Jamarr Chase. But he's not going to play on it, and we're going to figure out a contract before the season would start. Tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.